Hi everyone, it's Nick from Bright Ideas Agency here. So we've just started a new year, and this is a time when a lot of people might be taking stock of the different projects and priorities they have on their agenda. And if any of those priorities are in the digital transformation sphere, then you may be thinking, how do I make sure I'm getting most out of the effort that I'm going to put into this project? And what is really relevant right now to make sure that I'm taking the right steps currently to get the most value in the future? So in this video, I'm going to look at 3 priorities that I think might help people to refocus their digital transformation ambitions in 2023. Firstly, let's talk about maximizing the value of your existing investments. Because often when we implement new software, tools, technologies, or even processes, we fail to fully realize the value these investments could offer before we start moving on to the next thing. And I see this a lot when I go into different businesses and look at the different types of tools that they've put into place, where they're leaving a lot of potential benefit on the table for real problems or real opportunities that they have for their organization. And instead of realizing that potential, they've moved on to the next thing, the next project. They're trying to do something new. Microsoft 365 is a great example of this. So when you implemented Microsoft 365 in your business, no matter the scale of your organization, it took effort and therefore cost to get it rolled out. And once in place, and with regular maintenance, it offers you a fantastic foundation for a lot of different types of services or security and compliance needs that you might have across your business. But in most businesses, when Microsoft 365 has been implemented, you have a situation where you've got Office working on people's computers, you've got some files stored in OneDrive, you've got your MFA turned on. The job appears to be done, and people's minds start switching on to the next thing. And then you've done all that work, and a few months down the road, you find that you need a new platform for employee scheduling because you've outgrown whatever you've got. And you start looking at lots of different solutions. You might try out something like When I Work, or there are a bunch of others like that out there. There are some great options and ones that you might really like. But no one ever takes the time to dig under the hood of Microsoft 365 and realize that you already have the Shifts app included for free, which could do exactly what you need. And so you get this kind of slow march in organizations of the growth of this digital estate, whether it's in core IT functions or whether it's in shadow IT, where individual departments or users go out and buy something that gives them new capabilities. And you see increasing monthly spending alongside a similarly increasing unused capacity because you're not using all of the relevant features in the tools that you've already chosen. And before you know it, you do have tools for everything that's saving you time and effort in one place, but it's actually creating huge cost and management overhead elsewhere. So the reality is that you need to have an overall strategy that not only addresses your pain points and the opportunities within your business with transformative digital tools, but you need one that also has a solid overview of your existing resources, both from an operational and technical perspective. This could really help you to make sure that you're getting most out of your investments and the time that you're spending on them. And instead of continually growing the breadth of what you're using, you're going deep into those tools to make sure that you're getting the most value you possibly can out of them. And this is why a lot of the time you can get a lot of value out of working with a third-party consultant, like my company, Bright Ideas Agency, because we can be a differentiator in asking the right questions and finding the right information when you're putting that digital transformation strategy together to ensure that you're really understanding what the potential of your current estate is before you go out and start procuring new tools, new services, or changing things around before you get the full value out of what you've already done and what you already have in place within your business. Technology change is about people, not technology. So what drives the success or failure of any digital transformation project? More so than what's on the computer screens are the occupants of the chairs in front of those computers. Now, if you choose tools or processes that are not a fit for your purpose, then even the most engaged team isn't going to make up for that. But you can get everything right when it comes to the technology, but still fail overall if you forget that a substantial part of digital transformation is in the hearts and minds of your users. And this isn't just a concept that's around technology change management, but any change management. Where something is changing and it affects a person, a team, or an entire company, the approach you take in communicating, training, reinforcing, and even walking the talk is utterly critical to success. And what this means for digital transformation is that your projects must be team efforts. They must be seen as being supported from the top of your organisation. Your communications and HR professionals must be enrolled in helping to embed any change. And you must go broad and deep in engaging your stakeholder community to ensure you have champions for this transformation in every relevant corner of your business. Sometimes I think that IT-related changes can be misleading in that many can be achieved fairly simply. One employee sitting in the corner of an office can make really big changes to a lot of IT systems. They can run scripts that completely change how a system works, what a user sees, or even who can access what. It isn't really like building a new factory or hiring a new team, where the process of the change itself is immediately obvious to everyone. Like if suddenly an area of your land around your building gets fenced off and diggers move in and walls start going up, everyone can see that happening, and everyone can appreciate, to some degree at least, the amount of effort that is going into making that change. But with IT changes, it isn't really the same. A lot of that effort happens in the background. And this can lead to people, even people in leadership, feeling like those changes are less impactful, and so spending less time on the aspects of the project that are to do with engaging everyone and making them feel comfortable with what's happening. But given that digital tools are such a huge part of everyone's ability to do their job, really, this is incredibly important, and nothing could be further from the truth of this type of change being less impactful than building a new building or hiring a new team. So if you're planning a digital transformation project, whether it's a small one or whether it's a large one, you need to plan holistically across the entire spectrum of inputs, outputs, and impacts to make sure that you're bringing everyone along with you to ensure you get the greatest level of success. The modern workplace is probably flexible and hybrid. There are many businesses that learned through the COVID pandemic that it's possible to work in a far less centralised and more flexible way than they would have ever imagined. And while there's a substantial minority of workers who do indeed prefer being in the office all the time, there are even more for whom remote or at least hybrid work remains a priority as we approach the third anniversary of those initial COVID lockdowns. And while many businesses have implemented changes to allow them to support these alterations to how people work in the long term, there are still many others that have been a bit more tentative in their approach as they wait for the dust to settle, and can be described as using stretched short-term solutions for what at this point should really be something that's been built into the long-term plans of their business. No matter the scale of your business, there are two things that are probably true. Firstly, if you're recruiting people in an industry or role type where remote work has been possible, achieving the broadest possible pool of candidates will involve embracing some level of hybrid or flexible work that many will value. And secondly, if any part of your team is working remotely, hybrid, asynchronously, or with any degree of flexibility, your needs in terms of process design, security and compliance, and employee collaboration tools will be different to with a fully on-site 9-to-5 team. These aspects of the new normal have become normal, and your current and future plans probably need to adapt to this in some way if they haven't already. This can include implementing new collaboration tools, altering your employee policies, or even designing workspaces in a way that understands that people who aren't there are as valuable as those who are. Crafting a modern workplace touches every aspect of your organisation, including technology, but also everything else. If digital transformation is to do with enhancing productivity and reducing cost, then creating employee comfort in how they work and collaborate is the foundation on which we can build. So really think about this as part of your overall strategy as you think about your projects for the coming year. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. These 3 things are maybe things that weren't at the front of your mind that perhaps should be as you plan for your projects going forward. And as always, if you need help with these types of projects, then do feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to look at your particular situation and to offer you any assistance that we can. If this video has been useful to you, then please do give it a like. And if you like content like this, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bye-bye.